Vinny had an altercation where a guy wanted to kidnap his son. So Vinny calls for me. I sneak into New York. I go out there, and we wind up finding the guy that night, and we killed him, left him in the street.
So what's going on with the officers? Like, how many? What do these women look like? Like, let's
Listen, you're incarcerated, so they all become very attractive.
She's what do they call? She's a
Prison 9.
Yeah, she's a prison 9 and a real world 4.
No, there was some. Listen, as you know, there are some hot women.
Oh yeah, I actually have only seen. I've seen in almost 13 years. I saw 2. I probably only saw 10 or 12 female officers the whole time. So, but I only saw 2 that I was like I'd date her on the street. Like, she looked that good. They don't last long. Like they tend to get moved around pretty quickly because the guys are messing with and they'll fall for it. Like, the girls will. I had in the medium. There was a guy that was young, probably 25 years old, good looking kid. The girl was probably 25 years old. I'll never forget Officer Brown. She was super hot, and that guy's name was Benji. Benji was hilarious. And yeah, they started flirting and flirting. Next thing you know, like, it's lockdown. It's 11 o'clock, and you could walk up to the window, and she's at the window of Benji's cell talking to him. And within a week, she's opening the door, and they're up there talking, or he's getting drunk and going into the office. I'd say she lasted a month. They just moved her. They just moved her to another. They'll move them a few times and kind of give them a talking to and move them around. Then eventually they'll just fire them. Like, you're not getting it, sweetie. Right. And there was another one that there was a chick they called Trailer Park Barbie. She was straight dirty foot. Cute though, and she worked commissary. Mean as a fucking snake. Mean, yell at you, scream, talk to you like you were a dog. Yeah. And it was just like, I'll never forget a buddy of mine. She was yelling at him through. They have the plastic. Right. And she's like, he wanted to switch. Like, he ordered, chocolate ice cream. They didn't have it, and he's like, oh, can I switch it can you give me vanilla? Give me what it is. She's like, no, it's not on the thing. He's like, no, come on, just switch it. I didn't know. You said it's okay. You didn't say it's outrageous. She's like, no, next, no. And so she's like, listen, and she starts screaming. And as she's screaming, and keep in mind, this place is packed. There's all these inmates there. She's like, screaming at him. He goes, shh. It touches the glass. I thought she was gonna listen. We were roaring laughing. But anyway, that was it. So yeah, there's some hot ones.
Yeah, and at that time we had colleges. Teachers would come in from outside colleges. So now you had some pretty young girls coming.
None of that's happening anymore.
No. Well, the Zimmerman bill came out. And stopped all that. Stopped the weight program, the JCs. It was good. There was rehabilitation. There was programs. Now
it's over.
It's cattle call. That's all it is. It's money for them now.
So you're okay. So we're not going to get a specific story. That's fine.
We had a story about a CEO and an inmate just do $6 million on TikTok. So we're like,
yeah.
Oh,
this
nice.
He had a whole thing. It was hilarious too.
Yeah.
So you get out. So you get out after. You did 10 or 9?
I did 9. I had a 10-year bid. So. Okay.
So you got out at 9.
Yeah.
Supervised release.
Supervised release.
Where did you
I had
get
4 years. In Jersey. Actually, I was living in Rosenhain, New Jersey. That's by Vineland. And here's where you're going to like. One of the correction officers I wound up marrying. From Farrington, New Jersey.
Did she stay a correctional?
She quit her job. And we got married while I was incarcerated. Marriage by phone. California has their law. You could get married by phone. So while I was in segregation, we hooked up a 3-way call. They married us by phone. And actually, when I was in Schuylkill, Pennsylvania, they approved her on my visiting list. She came in to see me one time. And then after that, they took her off the list. They took me from Schuylkill. I went to Cumberland, Maryland. And that was it. But she stayed by me for 4 years, my last 4 years of my bid. Always home, always like supportive, really good. I come home. I get a halfway house in Philly, Kentuck in Center City, Philly. There 6 months. And I lasted maybe about a year with her. No, she was just extremely jealous, possessive, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And that was it. It was done. I was back to New York. And
was there a reason for her to be jealous and possessive?
No, I was home every night. I was working in the Union, Tile Marble in Terrazzo. I was home. I was basically situated. I'm in Rosenhain, New Jersey. Like, there's nothing out there.
Okay.
So once in a while, I go into New York. I had to see Bruno, Anthony Indelicato, who was part of the Bonanno crime family.
Yeah, those names don't sound like they're mommed up at all.
Well, his father was Sonny Red in the movie Donnie Brasco, the three capos that got killed.
Yeah.
That was his father. And at the end, where Joe Pistone's supposed to kill Bruno on the boat, that's Bruno.
Okay.
So I was close to him. Vinny Gorgeous was his partner. He was out of the Bronx, and I was close with Vinny as well. And it's just, it wasn't a good recipe with her and I. She was just too jealous. I mean, if I would say something to her sister, hey, sweetie, she'd be like, don't ever say that to my sister. That's disrespectful. Like, what do you mean disrespectful? Like,
right.
Like she didn't like, it was just, it wasn't good.
I know how they can, I know how.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Yeah,
so,
they get nuts sometimes.
Yeah. So,
that didn't work out. So, but now what are you doing? You're on supervised release. You're laying marble and
yeah, I'm working in
Terrazzo.
Local 7 for the first year. And then after that, I went to New York. I opened up a tile company. Vinny got me into the Hunts Point Meat Market. They were refurbishing it, rebuilding it. So I had that tile job. And then from there, I just... construction. I started, rising financially within that 4-year period. I completed my supervised release, and that was it. I was good to go. Became a member of organized crime in that time.
I during the 4 years?
Yeah, during the 4 years. So when I came, put it this way, from the halfway house around December of 1999, I was released. I was done with the halfway house. So from there, Vinny had an altercation in February of 2000 where a guy wanted to kidnap his son. Just passed a comment, I want to kidnap his son. So Vinny calls for me. I sneak into New York. Of course, my probation officer doesn't know this. Long and short of it all, we wind up killing the guy in February 15th. Actually, he was supposed to get killed on Valentine's Day, February 14th. I told my wife, I have to go to New York, but I'll make up Valentine's Day to you the next day. We're looking for the guy. We can't find him on Valentine's Day. So we go back. Vinny said, I'll get a line on him. When I do, I'll page you. Just come. Okay. So now I'm getting ready to go out to take her out. The next day, I get the page. So I know what it is. I have to go to New York. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to go to New York again. So I know she's fuming. I go out there, and we wind up finding the guy that night, and we killed him, left him in the street.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
He didn't kidnap his son.
No.
He
said
got
it in
word that...
Yeah, what happened was my father was a drug addict. This guy was a drug addict. They all would stay together. They're doing drugs one night. They're all partying. They're outside. Vinny's son passes by in a car. So the guy passes a comment. Imagine if we kidnapped him, how much money we could get. He had no intentions of kidnapping him.
Right.
But Vinny felt, if somebody makes that statement, I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to kill him. Because the next person that even thinks about it will think twice.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And you don't know who's going to take it too far.
Exactly. And the neighborhoods, everybody speaks. Everybody knows what's going on. So we set out to kill him. We set up a hit team, and Vinny and I jumped out of the car. We started blasting him, and that was it. Left him in the street, and everybody went their separate ways. But I was only out 2 months. I'm killing somebody for the family.
Right.
That's how loyal I was.
So, I mean, does that get investigated, or is this just some random guy got shot and it just falls?
It was investigated,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there was, from what I knew, there was no witnesses. It happened. It was dark out at night by the service road of the highway in Throgs Neck. So it was a quiet area. The guy went out to walk his dog, and we left him there in the street.
So you're still running your kind of construction company, but what else are you doing to make money?
Well, at that time, I'm working in Local 7. I'm living in Jersey at that time.
Local 7's what? It's
a tile, marble, and terrazzo union.
Union, okay.
Union as Jersey. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's Florida.
Yeah, no, it's a union. So I was in the union when I was out in Jersey. And by this time, I was living out there. I was staying out there. So periodically, I would come into New York to see them. But it was just, when you called for, that's what the life is about. It's about loyalty.
So what else are you doing for money other than just work? I mean,
that was it. That was it. I wasn't doing anything else. When I actually finally, maybe about 6 months, 7 months later, that's when I broke up with my wife. I left Jersey, and I had probation transfer me to New York. When I got into New York, now I'm staying with Vinny every day, bouncing around with him, driving him. I opened up a tile company, union. Got the union job at the Hunts Point Meat Market, so that was my first job. I'm making money. Then from there, my grandmother, I borrowed 200 and something thousand from her. Took a mortgage out on her house. And with that, I bought property, started building, and that's it. Took off. Started making money in the street, selling
what does that mean?
Pills.
I just love these,
No, with X, Vinny had, we had Canada, Vito Rizzuto, who was the boss in Canada. They were actually part of the Bonanno crime family. So they would bring down trees, they would bring down X, and Vinny couldn't sell the X. So I had connections. I was younger. So, wound up selling them to the Albanians. They were taking them and they were pushing them out. So that started to be an earn for me. And then everything else was mainly legit. We got into some sports book, taking bets. We had people doing the bets. We would just back it financially. So I was making money there and just elevated. Then I got proposed to become a MAID member in organized crime. Got straightened out, went to an induction ceremony.
What does straighten out mean?
Straightened out means becoming a MAID member.
Okay.
When, they say get your finger pricked, the saint burnt in your hand and the gun's on the table and all that theatrics. And it's just a crock of bull at the end of the day.
I mean, is that all that's true, though?
All that's true. Everybody's around the table. We join hands in secrecy. For the Bonanno crime family, they go through a whole spiel. But at the end of the day, there's no loyalty. It's a joke. It's a joke.
So Michael Franzese?
Yes.
Have you been on his show?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So we're...
Are you going to be on his show?
Yeah, we talking. He said he's going to put me on to talk about my crypto.
So you know what Soft White Underbelly is?
Yes,
okay.
I've heard of him.
So he had done Soft White Underbelly. That was the first time I was in the halfway house, and he had just done Soft White Underbelly. Maybe had he about the same time, whatever, about around that same time. But
okay.
Yeah, that's how I first heard of him. And I'll never forget. And this is why it's important. Is that there was one of the few times I started reading the comments, and this woman said, "This man looks like he smells like." Vintage leather, cognac, and it was the way she put it, like it was just great.
Yeah.
Right? And she had this whole little thing, like like he was like an aged wine or something.
Right.
She had this whole thing, and I just started laughing. I was like, that is a great, like that would be at his age for a woman to have
Right.
said the way he looked in that
Right.
description. It was great. It was great.
Oh, Michael's a great guy.
Yeah.
I spoke to him. We met in person. He's very, very humble and really good guy. He's one of the good ones in the life.
Right. What family was he in?
He was with the Colombo crime family. He was a captain. Made a ton of money with the gas tax.
It's gas tax. Is that this?
Yeah, they were skimming pennies off. Those pennies added up to hundreds of millions.
Yeah. So all right. So you were at this point. You were made. What does that mean? I mean, I know what it means because I've seen some mob movies. So I know everything. I'm an expert. I watched 2 videos now. So what does that mean? Does that mean like you have people like underneath you? Because I've seen the FBI charts. That they put up. They'll put the
Well, first you're an associate, and then from an associate, you become straightened out if you're proposed to the life. And once you are made, you're supposed to be above everybody else, where somebody puts their hands on you. If they know you're a made guy, they could get killed. Like you're supposed to be untouchable, basically. It's just, and then you have associates, you have guys. That means you could speak for yourself to another made guy, where if you come in as a civilian, because you're an associate, you can't speak to a made guy unless they tell you. Now, if you have a relationship with a made guy, it's a different story, but you can't just go up to, say, Joe Blow, hey, could I speak to you? Like, who are you? Like, if you don't know him, you can't.
Right.
Unless you're made. So they make it seem like it's very prestigious. It's an honor. This day and age, it's a disgrace. And here's the way I look at it. Nowadays, you have a lot of rats. Okay? Myself, I cooperated. No secret. There's about a dozen guys who cooperated, put guys away for life in prison. Guys died who they put away. They're in New York. They're in the construction business. They're making money with guys who didn't rat, wise guys, and they're allowing it because the rats are giving them money.
Right.
So where is the honor? I would rather do what I did than do what's going on now. Like, if I didn't cooperate and you cooperated and I let you back in the city because you're giving me money, like, it's just, the life is over with that. I look at it. You have some serious guys still out there, without question, like the Genovese crime family. Right now, that's the most elite crime family. They're underground. They don't see anybody. They do have a few members who I just did a show on, Michael Hippie, who was using H in prison while he was straightened out. He was a soldier in the Genovese crime family, and that's a no-no. But these are the up-and-coming guys, the future of Cosa Nostra. And I look at it like, if he's the future of it, you're definitely like doomed.
All right. What's a soldier? So how's a soldier? Is a soldier
a soldier is a guy? No, a soldier is a guy who's straightened out, a made guy. It's another terminology.
Okay.
You have a soldier, you have a capo, captain. You have the underboss, the consigliere, which
would, like, Sammy the Bull was.
Sammy was the underboss.
Okay.
Consigliere is more like an attorney. It's a peacemaker in the family. It's somebody who has knowledge, wisdom. You know, it should be an older person.
It was in Godfather. It was the
Tom Egan.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And he was an attorney.
Because he couldn't be made in it because he was adopted. He wasn't
correct
100% Italian.
And actually, the Godfather, that would never happen in real life because he's not Italian, and you have to be a made member to be a consigliere of a family. It's just somebody. Yeah, it's the movies. It's the movie. They glamorized the Mafia too in the movies.
It was a great movie.
It was. 1 and 2 were the best. The Godfather. 3, it got like Michael. All of a sudden, he doesn't. They They destroyed it. They destroyed that movie. 3 was horrible, I think, my opinion.
So you were made. You've got guys underneath you now.
When you're made, really, you answer to a captain.